I
Oh,
don't know. I hate you, Danny.
First,
dude,
the first thing that gets
that
streamed.
gets caught.
Wait, whoa, what? What's going on? Oh no, the ad played first, so I don't know if that even went through.
Oh yeah, you and your no YouTube Red situation. That's
No, I don't
why.
have it. No. Let's see here. What's up, guys? If you're watching after the fact that this is the last show, guys, check the show notes to see what's going to be happening in this live show. We don't know what's going to happen anymore. Yeah.
Oh man,
How long can we keep this up for?
we had a good run, man. We had a good run.
Yeah, it's chill.
I hate Danny. What the heck? Why is everybody hating me, man?
Let's see. What's up, guys? How's it going? Gerard William here. I'm DeBrown. What is this last show business? Please answer that early. I know we're trying to tell you guys in the middle of the show, so that way you guys will stay a little longer.
I think everyone's gotten to the point where they don't go to the show until the middle of it anyway.
Yeah.
So they usually that's when the viewership spikes. But I have a feeling it's just YouTube like waiting to share the video out, the link.
Yeah.
So, but usually it's always by the middle that you get that spike. You know.
Yeah, I feel like yeah. I've always thought like maybe we should like say maybe we're like, hey, 7 o'clock, come join us, come chat, let's talk new gear. And then 7:30 we'll post like a second time where it's like sharing the actual news, but I don't think that's really necessary.
I'm the Brown. I got food in my teeth. Oh man, what the heck's going on here?
See here.
Oh, the Western Conference Finals are going on right now. What's up, Travis?
There's a lot of things going on right now. It's like it's Memorial's Day. Like who's barbecuing right now? Why are you guys watching the show?
You know, people multitask, man. They'll pull this on the background or something and do something else on the other side.
That's cool. Like we shouldn't have gone live today. That way it will like freak everybody out. But then we're just like, oh no, it's Memorial's Day. We're taking a break, guys. We'll be back next Monday. Chris S says, not the last show. Patrick Chang says, that went through all right. Hashtag I hate Danny. The breakup.
I'm still glad we were able to have this show run for so long anyway, man. It's pretty good. I mean, we had a good run. I mean,
I don't need you in my life anymore, Danny.
Jason's moving on to big things, guys.
Peace out.
I'm just getting in his way at this point.
I surpassed him in subs. Peace out.
I got that phone call from Sony to leave Jason alone.
Don't touch him. Let's see here. Jason says, is it that one camera guy or the one camera guy? It's that one camera guy. That one.
I've got like 5 Sony cameras next to me right here, but I mean, that one of many cameras. That one of many camera guy.
You know, the user, that one Chinese guy, every time he leaves a comment, I just can't help but crack up. That one Chinese guy, I was like, ah, dang, it just throws me off.
It's like, what's Danny saying right now? What's going? Oh, it's the wrong guy.
It's not this guy. If he had the same like picture profile, what am I talking about? Profile picture as you, I would be thrown off.
Michael saying, what's up, Jason and Danny? Hey, Danny, did Tamron call you?
Yeah.
No, they didn't call me. I mean, I kept myself pretty calm in the video. So Jason was actually telling me this earlier when we were talking during the pre-show. He's like, man, you held back in that video you made about the Tamron lens. And I was like, I was just keeping my cool, man.
So you're like, hey guys, not bashing on the lens or anything. It's a great lens, the autofocus issue. I was like, dude, wow. If anything, I'm the one who should be more mad, but I'm just like, it's a great lens. I know what I'm getting myself into. I set my expectation pretty low for the lens.
Really? I set it pretty high. I was like, man, everyone was saying this was like sunshine and rainbows the entire time, man. They were like, oh, it's just as good as the G Master, and didn't they make comparisons to the Zeiss Otis in some websites? Am I wrong on that? I could have sworn I saw some like comparison to a Zeiss Otis or something.
What?
Yeah, maybe I'm mistaken it for like the Sigma lenses or something.
Oh. Who said that? Someone link us that article. So I'm posting an Instagram story to let people know to come. Not being rude on the phone.
Oh, it's all good, man. Steven Fage, what are you guys using to stream? vMix and Google Hangouts? Looks like fun. We just use Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
We're not cool like everybody else.
This company called YOLO Box. Have they hit you up?
No.
They have this really cool like little like it looks like an Atomos monitor, and it's pretty cool because it's a little box that allows you to like live stream. You connect your camera into this little box and you do like mobile live streaming anywhere. It's pretty crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They're gonna. They asked if I wanted to review it, and I'm like, heck yeah, man! That device looks pretty cool. Something that we can bring with us for like future. I mean, this is the last show. There's no more future show.
Curtis Lopez like last show. This is the first show I've seen. Well, that's great, man. We got a backlog of episodes, and you'll definitely enjoy them, Curtis.
Would you say we've made 100 episodes? No, wait, we can't have. Yeah, wait,
no,
maybe
we haven't done this for 2 years. I mean, if we've at least gone through this for a whole year, I would say there's at least 50 episodes.
50 episodes.
Yeah, I would say there's at least 50 episodes at this point.
50 episodes. You can binge watch 50 episodes. We should have this last show to be where we're watching the first live ever. And just like cringe.
We have to watch the one where I couldn't get my microphone to work that day, and we were using our phones to like do the live stream, and we were getting bags. People were getting mad at us, or people were saying this is not professional at all. And
who remembers that? Who remember that one time Danny and I were on the phone with each other doing this live stream because our mic wasn't working? Let us know in the chat, man. Who was there for that day?
That was my fault, man. I just got the Rode NT USB, and I think I just popped it in, plugged it in, and I just got home. Show was gonna start, popped it in, and I didn't even have everything figured out, and I had no idea how to set up the audio properly. And it was the worst. And I think we didn't end the show because we were worried where if we ended the show, we would lose everybody, at the time. But
I think we had like a decent amount of like people watching, so we're just like, no, we can't cut the feed, because we did one time. We had like, I don't know, maybe like 30, 50 people like in the show, and then like we cut it, and then we started up a new one, and only like 20 people came back. We're like, oh no, that's a bad thing. Anyways, we have some more time to reminisce, guys. It's 7 o'clock. Welcome to the last potato. Welcome to the last potato, guys. This is the last show that Danny and I are going to do as a duel. I don't know. I can't keep this up, man. I can't keep this up. It just sounds so sad because I know people would take this very seriously. So should we just clear the air up right now? Just let people know, for those who are unaware of what's going on. Should we do that?
Well, the folks in the chat, I think, know what's going on. It's
okay. Well, for those of you guys who don't know, it's just an inside joke. I think this started back like 6 weeks ago, six episodes ago, where we're just casually joking, like, oh, we only have like a few more episodes left, guys. We're not going to do this show anymore together. And then a lot of you guys actually kept the inside joke going. You guys came back. I know Jason kept it up, like, oh, hashtag 5 more shows, 4 more shows, 3 more shows, 2 more shows. Finally, today, the last show. But no, show's not going anywhere. We're still gonna be doing the live show. And honestly, I think we expressed this before a couple weeks ago. It's just so much fun to do this kind of stuff with you guys. Every week we're like chatting, we get to interact with you guys, and we love the fact that we see a lot of familiar names and faces coming back into the live chat. So we really appreciate you guys joining us every Monday night for just gear talk, banter, and Q&A and news and all that stuff. So the reason why I really like it is because it actually humanizes us to an extent, because a lot of times you only see us in the videos, and I think a lot of times people think we're just like robotic people that we make these videos and that's all we do. But and for the people that have actually met us in person,
you know, we're just regular people for the most part. I mean, it's just you can always talk to us when we're available. I know that I do screw up, and I have trouble keeping up with communication with people because sometimes inboxes get full, direct messages get full, all those kind of things. And it's not that I don't know. I don't want to speak for Jason, but it's not that we try to ignore people. It's just we get like there's just so much. It's like constant. It's just constant. I don't know, Jason. Help me here. It's just constant. It's hard to keep up with all this constant communication with so many things. Yeah. And for me, it's really hard because I do get questions all the time. But it's really tough when, let's say, for me being a teacher, I'll have to communicate with a lot of students in a given day. So imagine me interacting with like over 100 students in one day, and then I got to interact with even more people outside of my regular realm of work. I can't do it. It's kind of exhausting, like mentally sometimes. But trying to keep up and remember everything it's really tough. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, like especially this week, you know, we I don't know about you, Danny, but I posted about the Tamron, and I got like 50 new messages like right off, and I'm just like, it's honestly extremely hard to get back to everybody like one by one. I mean, like we want to give you guys the individual attention, but it's just hard. It's just like another job, you know. You're trying to answer so many YouTube comments, so many Instagram comments, and then on top of that, I also get messages coming in from Facebook out of nowhere too. So it's definitely hard to keep up, but we love it when you guys can join us for these live shows because we can actually spend a little bit more time with you guys and actually dive into your questions a little bit more and then kind of just address an issue that maybe one person has, but then maybe 10 of you guys have as well. So it's just like,
I feel that's the easiest way. It really is. If you can find time to hit the live show, it's really hard. I understand. But that's the fastest way to give an answer to a question that we can both get input on and give. But that, you know, it's always tough because they'll ask, you know, and again, we're not, it's nothing that we're not grateful for. It's just that sometimes we'll get a question and then we'll respond to the question, and then 5 more questions or like another 2 or 3 questions will pop up from that one question, and it gets really tough to answer them. We're very complex.
So, and we try to be as detailed. We try to be as detailed as we can in our videos. So if the same question comes up, we'll just kind of like link our video, like all the answers are usually there. So yeah. But I mean,
I'm the Brown says, speaking of Facebook messages, I sent one to you 1 year and 20 days ago that is still just sitting there. Oh man.
Kiss, Danny. I'm pretty sure I have something like that too. It's definitely tough, but I always try to like remind you guys on either on Instagram or even like scheduling these lives that, you know, we have Monday live. So come join us, come chat, have some fun. We talk a lot about like the camera stuff, what's going on, especially our experiences shooting Sony, and anyone who has issues with their cameras, we can address it on the show and kind of help everybody out. So yeah, we appreciate everyone coming back every show.
Mohammed Khan's asking, do you think the Sony E-mount series is dead?
What?
Unless you're talking about APS-C, then I wouldn't say it's dead. I know that's an ongoing joke that we have, but I think it's still there. We're just waiting for lenses, potentially, for that.
I think it's funny how like you say APS-C is dead, yet you made a video talking about should you get the Tamron 2075 for your Sony. And I saw comments to you. They're like, "Oh man, thank you for helping out us APS-C users." And then there's me who made a video says APS-C is not dead, yet I'm only making full frame videos.
There's a lot of people that still have their APS-C cameras, man. It's insane. There's just a large body of people that just still have them. It's dropping 2K is just really tough to want to upgrade. So I understand.
No, definitely.
I remember the thing was, I know we're diving into our main topic already, but it was that there's no fast f2.8 lens for the APS-C body. And that's the reason why the Tamron kind of piqued the interest for APS-C users, because, hey, it's an f2.8 lens, it 28 to 75. It's not necessarily wide, but hey, you get an f2.8 lens for APS-C, and it's pretty light. So yeah, that was my thought.
Yeah, it is. It's light. I just feel like, you know, you were talking about in your video, you're like 28 to 75. You're getting, if you're using it on an APS-C, you're getting an effect of what, 40 millimeters,
40 to 112 or so.
112 or so. I mean, 40 is like really close for APS-C. Like I really couldn't imagine using this lens for like a versatile a versatile zoom lens on the APS-C. So even though it's a really good option, it's tough. And I don't know. For me personally, I've been using the 16-70 f4 a lot, even on my full frame. And I just really love how handy that lens is. You know, you're getting a 24 millimeter to 105 millimeter equivalent on that lens. Yeah, it's f4, but honestly, like the quality is just so great when you're shooting 4K videos. For photos, it doesn't even look that bad too. Even shooting 10 megapixels on my full frame camera, the photo still came out great. It's really rich in color. So I mean,
it's a dang expensive lens though. You gotta pay good money for that one if you want that 20. I was looking at the price. That's why when I was looking at my video, I was like, man, it's a hot potato, that lens. And everyone was
right.
Yeah, and that's why everyone was telling me, it's like, hey, why not? What about the 70-18 to 105? It's not a bad lens. I kind of don't like it for video though, even though it's kind of video centric.
It is a video centric lens. Yeah,
it is It is. The only thing is maybe I'm just really stupid and I just don't know what's going on. But once you're recording, the zoom speed slows down substantially. So yeah, I don't know, but it's not bad. But I don't use it. It's a good lens.
I've used it as a running gun lens. I mean, it's fantastic. You know, it's 18 to 105. You're getting that extra 30 millimeters over the 16-70, and you can use it on a gimbal without wrecking the balance. You know, you can get from 18 to 105. It's very, very flexible, but I personally like, you know, being able to control the zoom on my lens. You know, I want to quickly twist from 16 to 70 like right away. Whereas like you said, you know, when you're recording video, the zooming does feel a little slow with the 18 to 105. But yeah, I just like the overall compact size of the 16 to 70. I feel like it's a really good lens. It's really expensive, that I understand, but I don't know.
I bought mine secondhand. I didn't pay full price for mine, but I think if you want to be careful, I would probably push you to get it from a retail space. But I like it for its compact size as well. So
yeah, I got a secondhand too. I think I got it at a really, really good price out in Japan. I picked up like so many APS-C lenses out in Japan, and they were like almost like 50-60%, not 50-60, but 40 to 50% off. It's ridiculously insane for secondhand lenses, and they're kept up really nice too. Unfortunately, I'm getting that issue that you kind of complained about, where like the Zeiss lenses, they're easily like you can easily scratch them, and I'm getting that look on my 16 to 70 after I've been like running and gun with that lens, and I'm like, damn it, this lens doesn't look as good anymore.
Right, like the finish on the edges of the lens, right? It's easily scratched, so it's just battle scars, Jason. I mean, you know, it happens.
I mean, it looks. I don't know. Yeah,
I know, man.
Tough. All right. Should we jump into NEWGEAR right now?
Yeah, let's just jump into NEWGEAR. Let's get that knock it out of the water.
So today's show, we're gonna go into NEWGEAR, and then after NEWGEAR, we're gonna be talking about the Tamron 20-75, our shooting experience with it, and of course, we're gonna be addressing the autofocus issues that both Danny and I were experiencing over the weekend. And then after that, it's gonna be open Q&A. So let's cue it up. Hashtag NEWGEAR. Let us know what piece of NEWGEAR you got over the weekend. Well, what was that?
Oh, there's just my window's open because it's really warm today. So that was just a motorcycle going by.
Party time. Sound like music. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. We're just going to read off some random comments for now while the NEWGEAR gets picked up. Rome Garza says, Happy Memorial Day. Do people say Happy Memorial Day? Happy Memorial Day? Well, Happy Memorial Day. Yeah. I mean, like, it's not really a day off for me because I'm always home working. So it feels like a regular day for me.
People want us. Hashtag Benny Lee says, I want Sigma 105. I saw that. I almost clicked. I wanted to click add to cart, the Sigma 105. But then I started asking myself, why in the world do I need that lens? So yeah, but I mean, I'd have to buy it. So I'm just going to do a rental, I guess, at that point. So
$1,600, right? Woo.
Isn't that how much you paid for your 135 f2.8 bodice?
Shut up.
Oh man,
Last show. I don't have to deal with this BS anymore.
That 105 though, man, it is a beast of a lens. But like I say, I think I'd be more inclined to purchase the 135 for me to keep, and then just rent out the 105 to try out. That's how I would do it. I don't shoot portraits. I'm not like, well, not that I don't shoot portraits. It's just not the thing I do on a daily basis.
So I'm curious. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. NEWGEAR. I'm pretty sure Sigma will be there, and they'll have the lens out there to test out.
We'll just take it, Jason. Just run with it. All right.
They're like, oh, these guys. Watch out for these guys. They complain about that one other lens. Is the Sigma for Sony, the 105 for Sony, is that available for pre-order?
Yes, it's already available for pre-order.
Okay, perfect. So let's see here. Web Weavers says, where's the girl? What girl? Talking about Vivian. She's taking a nap right now. Let's see here. Rome Garza says, people in the Sony groups love blowing smoke about the Tamron. I feel like it's because people are cheap, not because it's better than the G Master. Oh, blowing smoke as in talking up on the Tamron?
I mean, it's still a lot of money to spend. I mean, even if the way I would look at it, I remember when I was first getting into photography, dropping $400, $500 for a lens is a lot of money.
Yeah, it's no joke.
When you're first starting, and then you eventually get to the point where you have some funds where you can buy things, but for everybody else, it is expensive to spend maybe $2,100, $2,200 on a lens, especially if it's not something you're doing for a business, something you're just doing casually. Then I understand. So I think the 800s are really great. I'm already talking about the lens. But anyway, we'll get into that later.
All right. Let's see here. All right, let's move on to NEWGEAR. Let's see what people have got.
Well, Jason, actually, what did you get for NEWGEAR?
Oh, well, shoot. I forgot that we're supposed to talk about our NEWGEAR. No. Well, I wouldn't call it Tamron the NEWGEAR because I got it as a loaner from B&H, but that's the new thing that I was playing with. Oh, I got some ND filters from Polar Pro.
Let's see. He's gone. It's the last show.
Not early.
He's back.
So Polar Pro sent me these like pretty cool new ND filters. They call the Cinema series, and I think they're more known for their ND filters for like DJI Mavic Pro and all of the drone stuff. So they're moving on to like bigger ND filters and polarizers for the cameras, and these are actually pretty sweet. I did an Instagram story on them. They have like a little nice gold accent on the rim of the filters, and nice. Yeah, so I'm testing these out for 77 millimeter filter threads. So
wait, they're all 77? They're just different colorways?
Yeah, so this one's ND16, this one's ND8.
Oh, got it.
These are yeah. So they're just for different. They're not variable ND filters. They're they're not variable. So that's one thing. But the quality is going to be better than variable filters. So I have more on that when I give them a thorough testing.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you, Danny?
So I got that phone call from Sony talking about my Sony Pro support ending. So I went ahead and updated my Pro support. So they just sent me this little card. That was it. So I thought they would send me like a new strap. You know how when you first join, they send you a strap. But when I renewed, they just sent me the card. So there you go. For those of you that don't know, yeah, when you renew, they just send you the card, a new card.
Didn't even get a card in the mail, so
that's weird.
I didn't know they sent a new card. What the heck? Does it look different from the old card?
It's the same exact stuff, man. It just tells me that my Pro support ends in 2019, May of 2019. So
I usually like go in to get my stuff serviced, and they're like, "Do you have your card on you?" I'm like, "No."
It's like, I'm Jason Bong. I'm Jason Bong.
Just type in my name. You'll probably find me.
And then and I already made a video on it, obviously, but I did pick up the Tamron 28-75.
So that's actually NEWGEAR for you. That
it is a NEWGEAR for me. I purchased it, and people are telling me, should I send it back? I don't know yet. hopefully the autofocus problem can be corrected. But yeah, we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. So let's. Is there anything else, Danny?
I think that's it for the time being. Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and read off some NEWGEAR really quickly, and then let's talk about the Tamron, because I think a lot of people are definitely interested in what we have to say about it.
Okay.
So let's see here. I got one right here. Nevec 888. Say it ain't so. Hashtag last show. Just kidding. You guys make Mondays better. Hashtag NEWGEAR Velo 10 16mm AF extension tubes for E-mount so I can try out macro photography without buying a macro lens.
Very nice. Cool. Travis NEWGEAR Tamron 20-75 f2.8. Cool. Got the lens. Low Pro Tahoe BP 150 backpack, 67mm platinum UV filter, and then 20,000 milliamp Anchor battery power pack. Can always use some juice.
Yes. Let's see here. Jinwoo says hashtag NEWGEAR 20-75, amazing for photo and video. Jorel A also got the 28-75.
And then Jason and NEWGEAR got Capture One Pro for Sony. Need to tether capture. Loving it so far.
Oh, very cool. Let's see here. Daniel Schiffer is in the house. What's up, Daniel? How were the back-to-back weddings? We'll talk about that in just a bit. We got Mr. Travi Trav DMV. Actually, no, you already said.
Yeah, I already read Trav. Yeah, I read that one.
So I'm behind. Adrian Photography says hashtag NEWGEAR Western Digital 20 terabyte for my mic from whoa, write that out wrong. Western Digital 20 terabyte MyBook Duo to back up my wedding footage.
Photographer Aperture VS5X monitor.
Ross photographer in the house. Patrick Chang hashtag NEWGEAR use Zeiss to it. 32mm great for photo, loud focus for video. Yeah, that was our issue with the Tuit lenses.
NBD Visuals NEWGEAR A7 Mark III, Zeiss 55 1.8, Zeiss 16-35 f4, Sony 85 1.8. Hey, that's starting to look like my lens kit. Interesting.
Oh,
good stuff, man.
Oh, we got some people here asking where you at. Yeah, she just woke up from her nap, so we'll give her some time to rest up. She's eating Pocky. So Vivian's around here. Let's see here. The 13th dilemma. NEWGEAR. Zeiss Spot is 25 f2. Ouch.
I like the ouch part. That's hilarious.
He was DMing over the weekend. He was like, would you trade the 12-24 for the 25? And I was like, well, there's some applications for the 12-24. And then he was like, I bought it. And I was like, okay, cool.
Dominic NEWGEAR Sony 85 1.8 and the Peak Design slide light strap for my recently purchased A7 Mark III. Nice.
Very cool. Let's see here. I lost it. Go ahead, Danny. You see another one.
Okay, Paul Sailor NEWGEAR just picked up the Sony 16-35 f2.8 G Master and the DJI Mavic Air. Awesome. Jarrell A NEWGEAR. Looks like he got the Tamron 20-75, the Rokinon 35 1.4 autofocus, the Sony 55mm Zeiss, and the Sigma 16mm 1.4. Wow.
Nice.
A lot of gear.
We've got a lot of questions going on. We're going to do open Q&A the last 10 minutes of the show, so around 7:50 p.m. So about another 30 minutes, guys, for those of you who have questions. Let's see here. Eric Madison NEWGEAR just got the A7 III 20-75 and the 85 1.8. And we got Curtis Lopez here. We got Curtis Lopez here to send it back.
Oh my gosh. M1 Hoff here for the last show, he says. NEWGEAR A7 Mark III, Tamron 20-75, Zeiss 55 1.8, and the Sony 90mm macro.
Andre Gant, hashtag Tammy. Tammy 28-75, Zeiss 51.8, Sony G Master 24-70, 7200 f2.8, and an A7 2 A7 III. So you got the 24-70 and the 20-75.
Baller right there.
Yeah.
I was thinking about just buying the 24-70 G Master, man.
You should.
We'll talk. Trying to
convince my partner who shoots wedding with me to get one too.
Let's see here.
Vicarium says hashtag NEWGEAR. Tamron's coming in the mail via FedEx tomorrow. Nervous about the autofocus.
Nervous about the autofocus stuff.
David Osler is in the house. David, did you have any autofocus with your 20-75? Let us know.
Doug Strong, new gear. I jumped into the Sony pool with boat feet. Just picked up the A7 III to replace the A7 Mark II. Also picked up the 85G Master and the 7200 F4.
Nice. Doug Strong, hashtag new gear. And thanks, Jason. I'm a Peak Design fanboy now. I have most of their gear and can't be happier. Love their stuff. You're welcome.
Gerald Williams, pre-ordered the Sigma Art E-mount 70mm f2.8 macro for my 6500, A7R3 and A7 R3 and the A7 III.
Panda Shoot New Gear WD Passport SSD.
Noel says hi from Puerto Rico. What's going on?
Hello. Amelia Movie Sawyer New Gear. I got a GoPro season. I think you meant session. Oh, Danny,
what happened? Did I just disappear?
You blacked out, man. Oh no, it's the last show. He's gone. He's gone.
Did my Sony camera? Can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh god, did my Sony camera overheat?
Okay.
This is terrible. This is terrible. On the last show. Yeah, my camera is a little warm.
Can't go one show without no potato quality.
Let me go back to my old tactics. Let me switch out the battery here.
All right. Wow, Danny gets himself situated. Last show, guys. Last show.
Here we go.
NDL, New Gear, Sony Zeiss 35 1.4. We got Manny Ortiz in the house testing that baby out tomorrow.
Nice.
Okay,
I'm back.
Nice. So we're wrapping up here. So Jonathan H, New Gear 5518 and the Andy Cine 5.7-inch monitor. Very nice. We got Ben Malone, A7 III. FJH Photography, Francisco's in the house as well. Rest in peace, Danny.
Screw you guys.
Patrick Chang, hashtag baked potato.
There we go.
Wendy's baked potato.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Michael's like, Danny didn't pay the bill.
Lights are out, guys. Support the show. Lights are out. Scott's review of the breakup.
Chris Mega Games, a moment of silence for Danny. Love it, man.
FJH Photography, New Gear Sigma 16 1.4 V-mount battery for my Aperture 120D. Oh yeah, there was a pretty sweet deal for those V-mount batteries.
I'm thinking about picking up the Sigma 16. It's on my list, but
APS-C is dead.
That's what. Sure, Jason. You keep thinking that I'm gonna get the APS-C stuff.
Awesome stuff, guys. Thank you so much for sharing your new gear with us. Let's go ahead and tackle in the main topic of today, which is the Tamron 20-75 f2.8. And go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're just joining in. And TLDR, it's not the last show, guys. It's just an inside joke for those of you who are unaware.
The real folks the folks have been following us for a while.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the Tamron 20-75 f2.8. David Osler said he has no autofocus issue at all. Quality of the Tamron is amazing. So that's the funny thing, Danny. I thought it was just me. I thought it was just an isolated incident. I got my lens last week, I think last Wednesday. Super excited. I took it out of the box. I mounted it onto my camera, and I just started shooting with it. Focus was working great. I didn't see any hiccups. I thought everything worked well. And I was like, okay, it's time to test out the video autofocus because I had to make sure that the video autofocus is reliable for the weddings that I was going to shoot over the weekend, back-to-back weddings. So I shot my test. Right before the test, though, I started to notice that it didn't grab focus. Like I was pointing at trees, I was pointing at Vivian. I told Vivian to double check for me. She aimed the camera at my face, and she was like, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's pulling focus. And I was like, that's weird. Like maybe I didn't mount the lens right or something. So I dismounted it and I remounted it. Everything was working just fine, peachy. Everything was great. I ran the tests. Same thing happened again. I just did the same process, dismount, remount it, everything working fine again. Did the whole test. The whole test survived. And then I wanted to talk about it. I really wanted to address that issue for that test video, but I was like, you know what? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my unit. Let me hit up B&H first. Let them know that this lens it might be faulty. So I didn't want to put Tamron on blast. I didn't want to put out things like making any claims before until I was sure. So another YouTuber, actually, Ryan Cow, he hit me up on Instagram, and he told me he got the Tamron at 28-75 and he loved it. And I asked him, I was like, hey, by chance, are you having any sort of autofocusing issues with your Tamron lens? And then he got back to me. He was like, you know what? Now that you've mentioned it, yeah, I'm having some issues with it too. So I was like, okay, so it's not just me. I got another person who's backing up this claim. I put out another Instagram story, and I was like, hey, anybody who has their Tamron 20-75, are you guys running into this autofocusing issue? And like 3 other people got back to me saying they've experienced the same thing. Next day, Danny, you put out a video and you're like, hey, I'm running into autofocusing issues. And I was like, there we go. That's it. It is confirmed. There's issue with this lens.
You're like,
so
Danny releases the video, Illuminati confirmed, it is happening. There's a problem. And he's holding back in the video.
So I was like, if Danny's saying there's a problem, there must be a problem.
I'm just glad you confirmed too. I was just like, man, I mean, maybe it was just an isolated issue, but I've seen this happen before. It's nothing brand new completely. When you're adapting glass
from like other lenses.
What's that?
You saying you've seen this before? Is it from Tamron or is it from another lens?
I've had it happen when I adapted glass, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I think there might have been at least 1 or 2 occasions where it did happen on a Sony lens. So, yeah, just something like it might have. It's been so long. So, but I haven't had any issues recently. That's why it just kind of stood out to me. That's why I noticed it. It was like, okay, this is a little bit odd. And there's a lot of hype behind this lens, and everybody wants it to be a really good lens. So.
Yeah, it's a shame. So let's talk about our experience. So I brought it to the wedding, and I was having to constantly dismount and remount my lens to get the autofocus working. Yeah. So it happened throughout the entire time, and I thought, okay, if I shouldn't. I thought to myself, maybe I shouldn't turn off my camera at all. Like once I get the lens working properly, like I shouldn't turn it off. I should just keep it running so that I don't have to worry about mounting and dismounting my lens again. But the problem is that in the middle of recording, it would have that issue again. It would just suddenly drift out of focus, and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't lock focus on my subject, which is very concerning. I would have to I would have to use manual focus. I would have to slap on my small HD monitor just to make sure if the camera is grabbing focus. If not, I have to use manual focus to make sure my subject's in focus. So it's a real shame. It's hard to trust this lens with the autofocus, especially in video. Danny, are you still there?
I'm still here, man. I'm still here. So you were just having several issues. So your confidence with that combo just kind of dropped, right?
Yeah.
You had some room for concern then.
Because
my impression is you went into the wedding. You're like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get some B-roll footage for this lens, and it's gonna be a great time. We're gonna have a great time. Shoot with the lens, and you get there, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, autofocus questionable.
It's very critical. Now, okay. I got a comment that someone was like, they left me a comment in my last video. They're like, why are you testing this out? Why are you testing out this lens at a wedding? Shouldn't you be using the best of the best? Shouldn't you be using gear that you're confident with? Don't worry, we have multiple coverage at the wedding. I have the first shooter who's taking care of all the main stuff, and I'm just sort of taking care of the the necessary stuff. So it's okay for me to test out the lens. And I mean, a lot of stuff that I got were extremely usable. Like if the autofocus starts going haywire on me, like I would manual focus, I still got the shot and everything. Everything is covered, everything is solid. But yeah, it's
so funny. I mean, like when I did my video, I had mentioned that with the autofocusing, when I was having issues with it, you wouldn't want this happening maybe at a very critical moment during a wedding ceremony. If you're taking photos and then you release your video, and I was like, oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, you're like, I wouldn't use this lens at a wedding. I was just like,
and then I see the videos like, okay, looks like Jason's using it at a wedding, and he starts having these autofocus issues. I'm like, I wouldn't risk it. But like you said, you had a lot of backup options. So
I like to live life dangerously, you know.
But see, the thing is where you have that flexibility, but some folks might not. The scary thing is, what if you go in there and this is your only lens, right? Like that's the only lens you bring with you. It locks up on you, and now you're going to be in some hot water, right? Obviously, you should always have a backup camera for some of those situations, but it's kind of nerve-wracking. So can it correct the autofocus problem? Who knows? So let me go ahead and share my end of what happened. Was testing out and shooting with the lens in my backyard, and there was no problem. The first day I was just shooting with it, everything was a-okay. Everything was great. And then when we went downtown to go shoot, my brother was helping me out. That's when I had the first instance of it not focusing properly. And it was weird, right? I was changing the settings, whatever I needed to change it to, and nothing I did would fix it until, for my case, I turned it off, turned it back on, and the lens started working again. I was able to take photos without any issues. But that was it for the time being. And then it happened again when I got home and I was testing out, taking photos of the sidewall of the house to get some sharpness tests. And that's when I noticed it happened. And I was at that point, I was actually able to record the phenomenon happening on the actual lens and camera combination. And then shortly after, I was recording video with it, testing out the continuous autofocus, and it happened again, but this time in video form where it wouldn't focus between two objects. And like Jason was pointing out in his video, it sort of finds it, but it just won't get critical focus. It's weird. It's like it just won't get there. And for me, it was just
like it gets it, and then it just like subtly drifts to softness. It's like, whoa, what's going on?
But yeah, once you turn it off, turn it on, it fixed it. So that was my case. But the fact that it happened 3 times within the span of a day was kind of it didn't really bode confidence for me with my setup. And then when I was shooting with the Alpha 6500, it happened when I was shooting outside in the backyard again. It just stopped and I started on. And I didn't mention this in my video, but my camera actually shut down completely.
Whoa. You mean from using the lens?
Yes. So I had on the 6500. It just turned off. And I was using genuine batteries. I think people were asking about that situation. But it just shut off. So I'm hoping it was something else. I didn't want to say it because I wasn't 100% certain. It just sort of just turned off. So I was a little worried about that. And I was shooting with the A7 Mark II. So since I have the A7 Mark II, because some folks still have this guy, so I was shooting with it as well. Didn't have any issues with it. So, but again, it's hard because I'd have to shoot like a few hours with the camera to test more. But so far, those are the only situations that I've had.
Yeah, there's a lot of camera combinations, so it's
way too many.
Yeah, if
people because everyone's asking like, did you try it on the A7R3? Did you try it on the A9? I'm like, I want to if I have more time and some more subject matters to shoot with, like I can test it out.
I mean, in my experience, both A7R3 and A7 III was running into this focus problem in video. So
okay,
it's definitely not my camera. They're both up to. Actually, I didn't update my A7 III until today or like yesterday before my second wedding. And after I thought initially like maybe I have to update it to make sure that's working properly. Updated my camera, same deal. At first it worked. I was like, oh cool, maybe it worked. I turned it off, turned it back on again, ran into the same issue.
So you're able to recreate it when you need to force it to happen. Then you're able to cause it to happen.
It was so easy. I mean, like for my video, I was just like, okay, I need to get B-roll of it going out of focus. I just picked it up. It worked initially, so I was like, okay, let me turn it off and turn it back on again, and then it stopped working. So I was able to capture that B-roll in like less than 2 minutes. So
oh man, that's not good, man. That is the fact that you're able to recreate it so easily is not. That's horrible.
I'm thinking it should be easily fixable in like in a firmware update, right?
I hope so, but everyone's asking about how they're going to handle that. Are they going to have an adapter for the lens?
I think a few people reached out to my YouTube video and they're like, Tamron said to update the lens, you can actually do it through the camera body. So that's a good sign. If that's true, that's actually a pretty good sign. So that way, that's a problem that we can easily fix ourselves.
And I was looking at it. Obviously, they've had a Sony E-mount lens before, Jason. They have an 18-200 that came out back in like 2011, 2012. Oh, wow. So Tamron actually released a lens way back when. But But I know for the Micro Four Thirds crowd, you update the lens through the body. So I'm hoping that's going to be the case. If that's what folks are saying, then yeah, I'm all for it. If they can send a firmware update out, but you know, like we were talking about earlier for the pre-show, I was like, you really wanted the lens to be ready to go. You know what I mean?
That's the thing you were talking about. Like shouldn't QA, quality assurance, shouldn't they have caught that like right from the get go? Or maybe it's just from where we're at. Maybe David Oster is right. In this side of the hemisphere, none of the Tamron lenses are working.
Let's see. All right. What's going on?
Anything else about? Okay, so we'll talk. Let's see what the chat is saying right now, and then afterwards, let's actually talk about the image quality and the footage and everything itself. So let's see what people have to say first. All right. Let's see here.
Blackmail Tamron for $1 million. Webweaver says, "What the heck?" Oh man.
Doug Sato says, "You got to blow on it before you reattach it like Nintendo."
I was like, I think was it Webweaver who said that? He says like they wouldn't know what the Nintendo was. I was like, I lived through the days of Nintendo. I had the original Nintendo. I know I might look young, but yeah, I had the Nintendo.
Yeah. We had to blow a few cartridges back in the day, but you know, we know the feeling. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I saw the comment now. Okay, so Ben Malone's asking, is this issue just in video or just taking stills as well? So I think we addressed it. It's happening in both photo and video right now.
Yes, it's happening in both cases. But hey, I mean, so once you do get for those of you that already ordered, I mean, if it does start happening, just document it, right? If you can.
Yeah.
Anything you can will help a lot.
Again, like I'm saying, like I've had like, you know, Danny, Ryan, Cal, 3 other followers who have told me the same thing. Like just the fact that there's 5 of us or 6 of us that are saying there's issue with the autofocus means that there is an issue with autofocus. It's not an isolated situation. You know, the fact that, you know, the 6 of us are coming together and saying like, yeah, this is an issue right here. It's definitely a problem.
And it might not even surface if you're not using your lens a lot. So you definitely need to shoot with it. As soon as you get that lens, just shoot, and just get a feel for it. You know, since you just, because if there is a problem and maybe Tamron, unfortunately, it might not be able to fix the issue, you can send it back to the place you purchased it from for issues. That's just a thought.
Let us know let us know in the chat if you're also experiencing this as well.
Victor Cologne's like, it's like Sony makes sure Danny gets all the things that have problems. Like, what? Well, that's a Tamron lens, though, Victor. So I don't know if that counts, man.
It's a Tamron lens. Gerald, it says, David Osler, you seem to be the lucky one. There's obviously an issue with the focus on this Tamron lens.
They hooked up with the good stuff, man.
There's someone else who said they didn't have any issue as well. Someone left me a comment. So maybe there is a lucky few that doesn't have an issue.
JB Media is a little worried now after saying I pre-ordered and expecting to get it any day from now, but with the focus issue, I am now a bit worried. Just if you get it, test it. Just test it. That's what you can do.
Just test it. Manny Ortiz, if I have this problem with my unit, I won't be holding back after listening to this. Yeah, Manny, let us know. See here. David says I have no problems. See here. LRIC, hopefully a firmware update can fix the problem. Manuel Braha says, not worth $2,000 in my opinion. Autofocus is fantastic, but does not justify price. I think he's talking about the G Master. Yeah, the autofocus, on the G Master is way more reliable. Like during the procession at the wedding, you know, like I captured the bridesmaid, the groomsmen, and the bride walking down the aisle. And so far on the 24-70 G Master, on the A7R3, A7 III, it tracks them coming towards my camera, no problem. Did not focus hunt at all. With the Tamron, though, it was just like, oh my goodness. I was just like, I better go manual focus on this.
Oh shoot, man.
And it was a nightmare, man. I was just like, I can't do this. So the day after, I was like, I want to use the 24-70 today, man. I'm not taking any risk.
You know, the thing I want to say about the Sony G Master, I don't own that lens, but just know that for those A9 shooters out there who have an A9, you're not going to get 20 frames per second with autofocus continuous on the Tamron. Whether you need it or not, I'm not saying everybody needs 20 frames per second, but for those of us that do own the A9 and you do take advantage of that 20 frames per second burst, you're not going to be able to get it with the Tamron with autofocus continuous. With the G Master, on the other hand, well, you are going to get that autofocus performance. Optically, obviously, there's some issues with it, I guess, from what people are from tests that have been done. But some other things to keep in mind: if you are with the pro support and you do shoot, if something happens with your Sony, you can always send it into pro support and get it swapped out. That's kind of like the one other benefit you can get out of getting a native lens, like from Sony, actually. So,
Travi Trav.
But everybody.
Sorry, what's that?
Go for it, man. Go.
I said, Travi Trav says, it happened to me as well when I used the video. I turned it off, disconnected the lens, reconnected. Then only used it for photo, and it was fine, but need to test more for video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can this, Prian's asking, can this Tamron lens be used on other camera brands to see if it has the same issue?
As in, what?
There's no way to mount this that I'm aware of to any other thing.
No, so
system.
Unless he meant like different Sony camera bodies. So again, I said it didn't. Yeah, I was having the same issue with the A7R3 and the A7 III. So unless they're not fitted for the 3 series cameras and they only tested it out on the 2 series, but
Victor Colon's like, Danny, Sony has ties to everyone. They have your name. Trust me. I know. Victor, I know. I am very aware.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Fathom Rocker just joined the last show. Thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the autofocus issue that we're both experiencing right now. So if anybody has their Tamron 2075, feel free to talk about it in the chat. Let us know if you're running into the same issue. But other than the focus issue, Danny, I mean, like, let's talk about image quality and like your experience with it, shooting photos and videos when the autofocus worked. I mean, how did it work out for you?
Okay, so when I was a stand-in model, when he was taking photos, he found the autofocus to work just fine, especially using portraits. The eye autofocus and the face tracking worked just fine. And he was worried when he was taking the photos that it wasn't actually locking focus. But when I looked at it on the computer, for the most part, it did hit focus on the majority of the photos. So I think it's a really nice portrait lens, in my opinion. Image quality wise, I've noticed this already, and people have mentioned it already. Vignetting is really strong, wide open on the lens across the range. So, but those are things that can be corrected in software. Video wise, obviously, you're going to have some vignetting on there, unless the peripheral illumination correction can fix it inside of the camera. So I don't know about that. The sharpness is not, like I said, its central sharpness is really good, but the peripheral sharpness is a little weak. If you want a little bit more sharpness, you have to stop down to f4 to 5.6. That's just my lens, okay? Maybe someone else can share that with you. But central area here in the middle, really good. But you got to stop it down a little bit more, f4 maybe, if you want to get a little more sharpness around the sides here in this section of the lens. But that's just from my personal testing. I don't have a G Master lens to test out, so I couldn't do like a comparison with the sharpness. Everyone seems to have like a mixed bag with the 24-70 G Master, so I don't really know. But yeah, it's still pretty good overall. That's my take on it, Jason.
Yeah, let's when you come down to LA, I have the G Master, so come down to LA, bring your Tamron. We can do some thorough testing.
Right.
David Osler says image quality is amazing, so he's been having a great time using his lens. You guys should check out David Osler. He had, I think he was like one of the first ones to got the lens for testing, so definitely check out his video on it.
What is this? Web Weaver says Jason is gonna get kidnapped. What's going on?
Tamron's gonna send their ninjas on me. They're gonna have to send ninjas for everybody, man, because I'm not the only one with the problem. But like I said in my video, I was honestly very impressed with the Tamron lens. I mean, $799. The image quality. Some people were saying in my test video that it was nearly indistinguishable the Tamron and the G Master, especially in video. So that's definitely a good sign. I felt like when the autofocus works, it works very well. It snaps to focus a little bit quicker than the G Master. I was actually very surprised. What else is there? I feel like it's a very good run and gun versatile zoom lens. You know, it's 28 to 75. It's lightweight. It's perfect for gimbal. I had it mounted on the Crane too. You know, I was getting different focal lengths. You know, I bounced it at 50. I can get like a stabilized telephoto shot, or I can just widen it up and get a different coverage. So I really, really enjoyed using this lens a lot when the autofocus works. I mean, it's fantastic, and I'm hoping it's an easy fix. You know, once it's an easy fix, it's a great budget option to the G Master.
What if it's not, Jason? What if it's not? What do we do? What do we do?
I don't know, man. They have to fix it. This is a problem. They have to fix it. I just feel like this is something that's definitely correctable. So I'm gonna say I'm confident that Tamron will be able to fix this.
All right, you heard it here first, Jason. Tamron reps, where you at? We need to get this situated soon.
Maybe we can talk to them at Cinegear. It's like, hey, have you seen any of our videos? No, man. What's wrong? The lens. The autofocus is not working.
Oh my gosh. You test out your stuff, it's like working perfectly. You can't recreate the situation.
I know, it's like I like walk into their aura and it's just like, oh no, it's fine, it's perfect. I was like, what? No.
I'm very happy. The thing is, I like that this option is available right now to the 24 to 70 G Master, and I'd love for them to bring out, like I said, their 70 to 200. They have a 70 to 210 f4. Bring out like a Sony E-mount telephoto zoom lens. That'd be really nice. Maybe they can make it even smaller, adjust the zoom range. But it's everything's going in a good direction. Just the situation's a hiccup, and hopefully they can resolve it. That's all I hope for.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. So we're going to go ahead and read off some of the comments. But right now it's 7:50. Start queuing up your questions for us. Hashtag Q&A. You can ask us anything. You can ask us more questions about the Tamron if you choose, or just anything in general, photography, videography, or just whatever you so choose to ask us. We're going to be answering questions for the next 10 minutes. So start queuing them up by using the hashtag QA.
M1 Hoff. Danny touches a new product and bam, mashed potatoes. Oh man, they're asking how would we rate the Tamron lens out of 10?
Oh, I actually had a score for it. I was gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
I think if there was zero autofocusing issues, I would say around an 8 out of 10 kind of situation because of the price. If it was priced higher, like if it was priced like $1,600, like Jason's 135 at 2.8.
Last show, man. I'm not dealing with this anymore. Last show. I'm just gonna tolerate this for the next 10 minutes.
I'm just gonna keep bagging on that 135 f 2.8.
You know what makes me so mad? It's like used price is like $1,400 on B&H. Like,
dude, and you can now get that really sweet 105 f 1.8 to 1.4 for the same price as that.
No, forget that.
Oh, dude. I think the price point, I'm willing to deal with that issue for the price. That's the pricing is really good in my opinion. If it was any higher, I think question marks would kind of go up in the air for me. But everybody's different.
7 out of 10 for me. If when they fix the autofocus issue, I probably bump it up like a score or two. I mean, like it's a really solid lens for the price.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Fathom Rocker, is this show is gonna make me feel better about my decision about selling my kidney for the 24 to 70 G Master? Like we said, it's definitely a lot more reliable than the Tamron right now.
Yes, currently.
Yes. Chris Mega Games, easy fix, keep the receipt.
That is true. Keep the receipt.
Yes. Whoa, I just jumped a whole bunch. Okay. All right, so we got the first question coming in. Alan Ip, Q&A. A7R3, can it record 4K same time HDMI 1080 to monitor?
If the recorder you're using, no.
Wait.
You can record. So, for example, when we use the small HD focus, right, and you record 4K, you can see what you're shooting on your small HD, but you can't see on the back of the actual LCD. It blacks out.
Yeah.
So if you shoot 1080,
if you shoot 1080, you can see both screen.
Yes, if you shoot at 1080.
Yeah. Jason Bizwas asks QA, hey, I'll be traveling to China next week. I got the A7 III 20-70 kit lens. On the other hand, I have the Canon 7D 7200 10-18 Tamron 24-70. What's it take?
It's a lot of gear, man.
That's
the Canon stuff on is the Canon stuff's a lot of heavy kit to bring if you're gonna roll out with that on traveling.
Yeah.
I would say get the Tamron 28-75 if you can, but the kit's okay.
I mean, let's just say this. For me personally, when I travel, if like just stick with a certain lens and combination that you use the most. That'd be my best guess. Because like sometimes I don't bring the setup that I use often, and I kind of regret it when I'm on a trip. So I say use the one that you bring the setup that you use the most. But if you don't really have any like usual setup in particular, I say bring the most versatile one. So in this case, it'd be either the Canon 7D with the 24-70 Tamron or the A7 III with the 28-70 kit lens.
All right. Panda Shoot, Q&A. Any predictions on the RX 100 Mark 7 when it would be coming?
Oh, yes. 2019.
I don't think there's a 6 yet, so we're still waiting on that one. Hopefully this year. Maybe we'll hear some sort of announcement at this point.
Yeah. Let's see here. John Louis Imperio, QA, did the Tamron lens overheat and lose focus?
Yes.
LRIC QA, do you use variable ND filters for your wedding videos? Yes. I'm experimenting right now. I'm using both fixed ND filters and variable ND filters. The variable ND ones are extremely nice because they're like versatile, but the quality on the non-variable one is a little bit better.
Chris Mega Games, 6500 will not update anymore. It gets stuck in the update. Any recommendations? Hashtag QA. Did you do the Play Memories hack on that? Chris Mega Games?
Also check your cable. Like I was using a different USB cable when I was trying to update, so it locked up. But then when I used the Sony OEM cable, it worked fine. So definitely double check your cable first.
I second that from Jason. It's very picky with the cables. It's very, very picky.
Yeah. Let's see here. Alanet, QA, best lens on Gimbal. 18-105 f4, be pretty nice. Tamron 20-75.
It's way too open-ended on that one.
Yeah.
Manuel Barajas, Q&A. Do you have the 6300 or A7R2 to test a Tamron 20-75 f2.8? Maybe just the 3 series that are faulty. Manuel, I already had issues with the 6500. I do have the A6300 and the A7R2, but I haven't tested on those two specifically yet.
I mean, I can just grab it right now and test it out. Keep on reading questions, Danny.
All right. The Monstifer. Thoughts on the MC11 and the Sigma 24-70, about a better budget option. Jason's used that combination before, but at this point, the I would just wait for a native version of that to come out for E-mount if you can wait. That's just my recommendation. Houston Thompson QA, will either of you be buying or testing any of the Sigma Primes? I nearly wanted to get the Sigma 105 f1.4, but I am very interested in like the Sigma 35 1.4 and potentially the Sigma 135 1.8 native to Sony E-mount. Wilson Ho QA, do any of you guys test the Sigma 150-600 with the MC11 and the A7 Mark III? I haven't tested it personally. I was looking at getting that to try it out. I did test the 100-400 with the MC11. I was pretty happy with the results for the most part using the A7 III. So I'm assuming, I hope it'll translate with similar performance on the 150-600, but I haven't used it personally.
Okay, so I'm back and I am testing it out right now. First time it's the first boot, so everything seems to be working solid on the A7R2. I'm going to turn it off again. I'm going to turn it back on.
And it broke.
And no memory card.
One job.
Okay, so see, it looks to be doing pretty good. Let me turn it off again, turn it back on.
Fathom Rocker is asking about small monitor recommendation. I like the small HD. I have 2 of those. There's that Andy monitor, right, Jason?
What was that?
Monitor. What's some
What?
recommendations? Small HD, and then there's the other one you were testing out, or have you had a chance to?
I love the small HD focus. It's awesome. I love the
I
UI.
I just hate the cables. There seems to be issues with that.
I don't have yes. So far, I don't have any issues with the cables with this small HD.
Francisco's asking, are we going to get the 105 1.4 Sigma? I want to. I'll probably rent it out.
Did you get it, Francisco? You know what?
I think.
So I've turned it off and turned it on several times already with the A7R2, and it seems to be working really well.
Yeah, I didn't have any issues with the A7 Mark II when I was using the Tamron, that particular generation.
So is it not is it not optimized for?
Well, we don't. I mean, you'd have to shoot a little more with that too.
So far, I'm trying to recreate it, and usually by now I'm running into issues with the focus, but
yeah,
it's actually really solid on the R2 right now.
Arthur Cease is asking, with the focus issues, if someone asked if they should get it right now at this moment, what would you say? You know, here's the thing: the Tamron, you can't even get it right now. I would wait till personally, if this was a situation right now, I would wait till for sure there was a for sure answer from Tamron. That's what I would do. But I don't know about Jason though. But it's sold out right now, so I don't know.
Honestly, again, it's tough to say. I can't say anything conclusive. I mean, we only used the lens for like a couple of days, so unfortunately, I have to send my lens back Friday. So we're gonna have to use Danny's unit whenever.
Damn it.
So okay, so I did it a few times already, and it seems to be very solid on the A7R2. So maybe I'll give this a shot for the next couple of days and see if it works well with the A7R2. So
we just got a $5 drop from Jean-Louis Imperial saying, for the Vong Thongs and potato merch fund, every little bit helps. It truly does.
that $5 Canadian dollars is going to go away because this is the last show. Gone. Okay. I don't even know where you left off, so
I don't know either. I'm on Ben Malone right now. QA, in a perfect world, no autofocus issues on the Tamron 20-75, and the price was not a factor with the Sony 2470 G Master. Which would you choose? I have not personally, like, I've used the 2470. I rented it out for a wedding, but I haven't like owned it for a long period of time. I think if I was to decide between the two for professional usage, like if I was doing a lot more event work, professional environments, I would choose the G Master. That's me. But if you're not always in those environments, I think the 2875 is a perfect fit. But if you're doing a lot of event type things, like I said, this is more personal preference. I think I would consider the G Master.
Yeah. 2875. If there was no autofocus issue, I'd say, yeah, I can see myself definitely using it. Scott Lawless, QA 2470 f4 Zeiss or 20-75 Tamron. Should I cancel my order until the autofocus gets fixed?
Man, between those two, I would get the Tamron.
Yeah,
I would because that. Yeah, I would just stick with the Tamron. But
couple episodes back, Danny said his Zeiss f4 was not sharp at all. So
yeah, I wasn't happy with mine.
Yeah, either go for a 24-105. Yeah, just either go for a 24-105 or get the Tamron. But I would wait for the autofocus to get fixed. Hopefully soon. Benny Lee, do you think the A7S III will be announced near the time of NEWGEAR? Nope, I don't think so.
Ranger Fly Private ACC QA, is a normal A7 good? I've never owned it. I don't know what to say. It's definitely an older mirrorless camera. So if speed is not a factor in what you're doing in terms of just setting up a shot, then I think it's probably good. That's a tough one, man.
Pan shoot, I miss you. Kondo episode. Did they give any hints that Play Memories will be back? They're probably not going to put it back. They're saying there was an interview saying that I think like the apps are not compatible with the new software of the cameras, so it's not gonna work. I read that somewhere.
Jake Kim, do you see much censored dust spots with high f-stops? Yes, I do. How often do I clean the sensors? Never. But whenever there's a Sony like event, I will try to get them cleaned. I use just the dusters and stuff like that, like the rocket blowers. But it definitely oh man, the sensors get dusty all the time.
Yeah. I shoot like wide open, so I hardly see them, and I usually let my cameras get cleaned by Sony Pro Support, but it's not very often.
Dominic D Q&A for indoor events. Which would you choose? The Sony 70-200 f4 or the Canon 70-200 f2.8 with MC11 on the A7 III?
F4.
I was playing around with the MC11 a little bit with the 70-200. It will work. It will focus. But it's one of those reliability things again, where you're not going to be able to take full advantage of all the autofocus features on your A7 Mark III, and you're just going to be happier with the autofocus performance on the F4. But it will work. I don't know how. I wouldn't feel completely comfortable with the Canon, but it will work, but just not 100% reliable.
Francisco Joel Hernandez says he's getting the 105. Awesome. Eli, Danny, do you use the back button focus for your sports photography? What are your thoughts on it?
I don't use it. I use lock-on AF. I hold the shutter button halfway, and I let the lock-on AF kind of dance around the screen. So I do focus recomposing. So, so I'll point the camera at my subject, I hold the shutter button halfway, and then just shift the camera a little bit and let the lock-on AF recompose for me while I'm shooting sports. And there is some advantages to back button focusing. Like, I understand that completely, but I've just kind of moved away from it. Like, I used it for a little while, maybe like a month or so shooting, but I just didn't care much for it. I was okay with just holding the shutter button.
Manuel Braha, hashtag, QA. Last QA for me. Any idea what quarter 2018 Sigma lenses are going to be released? Based on previous drop summer releases, what time do company usually drop them? They all vary, but Sigma says they're tapering the release, and we should start seeing a few lenses in the actually maybe this or next month. So
they're saying, I think some are coming down in May, like the Sigma 35. I saw someone post about the Sigma 85. They already got the Sigma 85 for Sony E-mount. So they're coming around already.
Intruder Studio. Hi guys, nice chat here. Did you use at some point aperture 300D or 120D? I'm using the 120D light right now. A lot of my friends have it. They're very happy with the light. So
Jason Forbes, is the A7 III available anywhere? Sony Off-Rumors posted, I think Focus Camera had a stock. I clicked on it. It was still available, but now it's gone.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Chris Mega Games, any thoughts on a new DJI Ronin S? I can't touch that. Otherwise, this would literally be the last show. We wouldn't have even reached here. But I don't know. I mean, I haven't used it to say anything conclusive about it. I don't think Danny has used it either yet.
No, probably not.
All right. Danny can touch it at NEWGEAR, and then he'll tell me and I'll tell you guys.
What are we talking about? The gimbal?
Yeah, the DJI Ronin S.
I should tell him, it's like, hey, Jason Vong's works with the other side. Can I work with you guys? And then we can compete against you.
It's like Danny takes all these incriminating photos of me holding the DJI Ronin S.
Hashtag this guy.
Let's see here. What else is there?
I think
Derek Newman. Yeah, Derek Newman. When's the new A7S III going to come out? I'm tired of waiting. We don't know yet. It's all rumors and speculations. Hopefully this year. QA, what is better to have, Zeiss or G Master? Both are really good quality. Wow. except the
that 135 f 2.8.
Solid, man. Solid 135 2.8. Hottest, get it.
You get
let's see here. Doctor exclusive QA. So bad autofocus on the A7 III? Not even, man. Autofocus is freaking amazing on the A7 III.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'd give it the advantage over the A7R III.
Yeah. Ethan Nobosella, favorite wide angle prime lens for full frame, 18 Modus 2.8.
Can't relate. I don't have any of those cool lenses.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. I think we're caught up. Anything else, Danny?
Yeah. I think that's it for right now, man.
All right. Last show, man. Is there anything else you want to say to our lovely audience before we end the show forever?
Yeah, totally enjoyed it. We're gonna have a meetup, right? At NEWGEAR or something like that.
We're celebrating. We're gonna have a farewell party in LA. Yeah, let's talk about NEWGEAR. So NEWGEAR, it's happening this week. I think the both of us are going to be there on June 2nd, right?
Saturday, right?
Saturday. So June 2nd, Saturday. It's going on from May 31st to June 3rd, I believe, June 2nd. The event, I don't think it's free anymore. I think you have to buy the tickets now. I think the last chance to get free tickets were 2 days ago, but I don't think the ticket should be that expensive if you're still interested in going. But it's in LA. It's in the it's $30. It's going to be happening at the Paramount Pictures lot on Melrose in West Hollywood. So if you guys can make it, come hang out with Danny and I at NEWGEAR Expo on June 2nd, the Saturday. So Danny should be there early in the morning, and I'll lag and come like around the afternoon. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna be there early.
All right, and then we can just test out some gear.
Yep.
And maybe bring back the show. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Maybe. No more show, guys. No more Monday Live. And it's like we do Tuesday Lives now. Hey guys, welcome to the brand new show, Tuesday Live. Imagine.
You never know. It'd be pretty funny. If we had to change the day, what other day would we pick?
Yeah. Should we change the Monday time?
We just do it like right in the afternoon.
Yeah. All right, guys. Welcome back to Tuesday noon. I don't know, Wednesday or something. I don't know.
I just do it during my lunchtime. Right in the afternoon.
It'd be like some Korean mukbang show. We just like eat and talk. And people just come watch us eat. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit, because I know for this year, for me, with Mondays, for like school stuff, it's not bad. There's just certain occasions where there's something going on and I have to work around it. It's not like it's a big issue, but I seem like Monday had the least amount of conflicts though.
Okay.
Unless, I don't know, but
Monday works for me.
Yeah, Monday's fine.
Monday's fine. Okay. New show. It's not going to start at 7 p.m. It's going to start at 7:01 p.m.
Oh my God.
We got to find some way to like make a new show.
Started at midnight. Welcome
back to the late night Monday show where we don't hold anything back. 18 plus only. Let's see here. Fathom Rocker says Tuesday live hype. Ranger says Friday? Nah, Friday everyone's out partying, I think.
Let's see here. Benny Lee says don't do Wednesday because DSLR video shooter.
Oh, we should get Caleb on sometime.
There you go.
Yeah. Jason, review one secret in this live show. I secretly hate Danny.
Did we ever say I actually got frustrated with Jason in Vegas because what was it when I remember when he was working. Oh damn, we're doing some reveals right now, right?
Oh boy, here we go.
What was it when we? It's
the first time I'm hearing.
So when we went to Vegas, I think I requested the Sony 24-105 to I got that lens, and Jason he could have asked Sony to get his own copy of the 24-105. When we went to Vegas, he borrowed that thing from me. Like he just took it, and then I think he borrowed my 85 as well. Like he was like, as soon as we got there, it's like, I'm gonna borrow your 24-105, I'm gonna borrow your 85, and I'm like, okay, man, just freaking take it already. Just like,
hey, are you using this? No, perfect. Let me just take that. Oh, you're not using that? I'm just gonna take this. You're testing out a different one, right? Let me just take this one right here.
He was like, yeah, you're just testing the 18-135. I'm just gonna take your 105. I was like, this guy, man. I was like, he could have requested it, but
I was like, you got it. Was I testing out anything besides those? No, I wasn't. I was like, I don't even know why. I think I knew I didn't bring. I know you brought a lot of lenses. We actually brought a lot of the same lenses there. We should coordinate better next time so that, you know, I can bring lenses that you don't have that you wanted to test out. And
just didn't bring 2 copies of the 24-105.
Hey, you rented out for the. Hey, you still got some content with the 24-105, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was all good, man. I was like, freaking Jason.
You did the photo samples. I did the video. So I mean, hey, it worked out. It worked out. I mean, I lent you the Zeiss 135. I mean, that's a pretty good trade-off.
I used it for like 1 photo.
Oh man,
I was like, this lens is so restrictive right now. This 135 2.0.
Hey man,
I actually do want to get a copy of the 24-105 f4, but it's sold out right now. So yeah,
it's such a shame. It's a good lens.
I want to I want to just own the lenses so that I can just quickly pull them out and test them. But it's a lot. It's a really big investment in order to pull that off. You know, you have to have. I mean, it's possible. It just costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it's handy though. They have stuff. Just like pick it up and just start testing. Because like sometimes like people ask me, it's like, hey, do you still have your MC11? I mean, not MC11. Metabones with the Canon 7200. I was like, no, man, I don't have that. I sold that stuff a long time ago, so I can't, you know, just grab it from my closet and start testing it again. It's not like we have a closet full of gear, guys. I mean, like, I know we talk up like we're gearheads, but we got to sell some stuff to like bring in some of the new gear so we can test it out. So
I never sell any of my stuff. I have everything.
You sold your Canon.
Let me show this. Okay, it's gonna make everybody angry. Okay, watch. I don't know if you can see this.
Photo op. Don't drop them now.
Okay.
Don't drop them.
This is not every. Okay, so we're at 4 here already.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh god.
Oh gosh.
There's like another camera next to me.
All right, just grab the live camera now. Just grab the live camera now.
Oh no. So.
All right, if we can get to 100 likes in this video, Danny will pull out all of his cameras and
no.
100 likes right now. Come on, guys.
What I got? I got a 6300 there, and I got the RX 100 Mark V over there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got a, like I said, I over the summer I'll probably sell some stuff off already, but I just have been too busy to think about it. Anyway,
my wedding partner, I was shooting with him. He hadn't seen me for like a couple of months, and then he was like, WTF, man, you have 4 cameras? And I was like, yep. I was like, I don't know what happened. Just things got out of hand. I started picking up new camera bodies, and now I have 4 camera bodies. I tried selling my A7R2, but I keep getting low body deals. So I just decided I'm just going to keep the A7R2. I mean, it's a fantastic camera still for photos. So
see, the only reason why I would keep the A7R2 is because I still have the over 30-minute recording option on it. That's the only reason why I would keep it. That's the only reason.
I would honestly like pick up what is it? The battery grip for the A7R2, you know? I mean, like it's a solid camera. Like just to have it like leave it running in the background, maybe start doing the 30-minute hack now and just like, oh, it's a perfect wide angle ceremony camera. Oh my God. There you go. Yeah. I'm gonna get a battery grip. I'm gonna do the hack on the A7R2 now. And it'll be our default wide angle camera because I can just pair it up with my 18 bodice, set it up for the wedding ceremony, and just leave it. Done deal. Never have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Good idea. Good idea, guys.
Michael Mistro, that zero camera guy. Jason, that one hoarder camera guy.
Chris Mega likes Danny flex. I just actually learned the term today, what flexing means. That's crazy. I was like, we've been doing quite a bit.
Web Weaver, you sell drugs.
I mean, cameras are drugs, so
shit.
Can't afford drugs when we have to buy new camera gear. Let's see here. Well,
I'd
so what do you
rather
guys?
just have a set of. I would rather just want to have a set of G Master lenses instead than so many camera bodies. But
And I get a lot of questions. People are asking me like, are you gonna like sell all your G Master lenses to get the Sigma lenses, or sell your Zeiss lenses and get the Tamron lenses? I don't know, man. I'm already so invested in the G Master and the Zeiss system that I'm just gonna stick with it. I like at this point, like if I'm gonna get any Sigma lenses, it'll just be like for review. I'll test it out and then I'll either sell it or I'll try to get like a loaner, test it out, and then just return it because I don't want to own too many like different brand lenses, you know.
yeah, I totally get you, man. Totally get you.
I mean, yeah, want to get these lenses in, got tested out for you guys, and it's just great because we already have the system. Like we already know what's sort of like what the standard. So when we get these lenses to test, we kind of sort of measure that standard with the G Master and the Zeiss lenses. So,
but it would still just be nice to have a closet full of all these things.
yeah.
You just like go in there and you grab it and you can just do your testing. But
yeah, just have a closet, just a line of gear. I don't know. Are there any lenses that you're gonna sell, Danny? Anything that's
you
like
looking to buy something?
No, I'm not buying anything. Maybe someone here will, but I'm just like thinking maybe I should sell something. But I'm like looking at my drawer. I'm like, should I sell my APS-C lenses? I'm like, but these are really good APS-C.
Like seriously, I have a lot of zoom lenses. I mean, I've got the 70-200 f4, the 700-200 f2.8, the 100-400, the 400 f2.8.
Danny's like starving himself now because he has no money to buy food. I've like hung out with him in Vegas and he's just like, I'm good with a salad, man. I'm like, are you sure, Danny? You're gonna pass out if you don't eat like food. He's like, no, I'm good.
That was a big salad, man. That was a delicious salad.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up getting that lens at some point, but not at the beginning. But
yeah. Lino Q&A. What do you do to get over photography? How do you quit if you're bitten by the photography bug?
Wait, find another hobby. You have to find something else.
Yeah, I feel like in this day and age, people have sort of like a hobby, you know, whether it be like sneakerheads, clothes, camera, cars, like, you know, we have to have a hobby of some sort. And we're just like kind of, I guess everybody here who's chatting with us, it's like
it's an expensive hobby.
Yeah. I mean like anything in general is an expensive hobby, you know, sneakerheads.
What about stamp collecting? That seems pretty cheap.
Is it now? Is it?
I don't know.
Cards. Pokemon cards.
I mean, I still think Pokemon cards would be still more inexpensive than camera gear.
That's true. Unless
just write it off as a business expense. Your hobby.
Yeah. I don't know. What else do you guys collect?
Jay said cocaine is cheaper than photography. Are you Jason? Are you speaking for a friend?
Speaking from experience from a friend. I can't. Don't do drugs, kids. Photography ruins lives too.
Web Weaver's asking, did you hear about Sony investing to be the top camera company in the future? I hear that they're owning the sensor market dramatically because a lot of these phone manufacturers are using your sensors.
Yeah.
So
DJI, Nikon. I don't know what else. Apple? Isn't Apple like using Sony sensor in their phones?
I think so.
Yeah. Michael here's I'm selling the kits before lenses. Oh man. I don't know. Taylor Wilson, I like to have custom rifles built. The custom rifles are cheaper than photography. It's crazy.
It's an expensive hobby, man.
Yeah.
100 megapixel phase 1 drones, Benny Lee says.
Phase 1 drones.
Jose Toledo, have you ever used the Rokinon 50mm 1.4? I have not.
I don't know. There's a lot of sales going on for those lenses, the Rokinon lenses.
See, but that's the thing, though. It's like you want to get it just to have the lens for review purposes or something. You kind of you want to just have access to it. But it's like, do I really want to waste money and buy this lens and make only maybe 2 videos out of it, and that's it?
Yeah.
But see, like, for example, when I was testing out the Sigma lens, I had to do a rental from Lens Rental. So I spent about $100 to take the lens out. So I had to, that was money I just spent for that rental to do the reviews for it. And if I rent out a more expensive lens or whatever, it's going to be $300, $400 just to be able to rent something else out. So those are like calculated costs I have to make if I don't want to go through a manufacturer or through a different company to get the actual items themselves. So I don't know, man. Those are those things.
It's also tough too when companies send you out lenses. Like you want to be like on a good relationship with them. You want to be on good terms with them. So it's also that extra sort of like factor. Like you want to wreck this relationship if they're like,
that's a big problem, right? So I reached out to Rokinon at some point, and they'll send you something, but just the issue is you have to find that balance, because once they send you something out, you don't want those ties, right? And so for me right now, like I'm okay with doing the rentals. I just kind of have to figure out where I'm spending my money versus the money that I do generate, that I make from the stuff that I'm doing, and the spending that I have to make in order to make the content for the channel. It's like a balancing act all the time. But
I mean, at this point, like I'd rather spend like $1,000 just to test the lens out and be completely brutally honest than to like have a loaner and be like,
No, I totally understand. So I should have been more brutal than with the Tamron.
That's why I was like, wow, Danny's really holding back.
This
lens, guys. It's
this quality here, based on how I handle my stuff, I don't know if it'll last too long. I see a seam on this Tamron, like it's like the place where the plastic was fused. I don't know if you see it on yours, but there's actually like a seam on mine. I think I've seen it on other lenses before, but I do notice like a seam where it seems to have been fused or something like that. Do you see anything like a line?
I see it. I see a line.
I see one, and then I see another one.
I mean, look, they're gonna have to cut costs on this lens.
On
some parts, $7.99. I mean, like they're having to cut costs, but it's light. I honestly, I like it a lot. Like I like it a lot. It's small, it's lightweight, it's definitely a great, it's fitted for the mirrorless cameras in my opinion.
Web Weaver's asking what computer to use for editing photos and video. Not sure about Apple anymore. Hey Jason, speaking of computers, did you know Razer just released their new Razer Blade laptop 15.6?
I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
6-core, 32 gigs of RAM. Now it's upgradable. Now you can upgrade the RAM yourself and the solid state drive in there now.
I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it, but I there's going to be a way for me to trade in my Razer to get the new one. So
do it, man.
Do it. If I can do it, I'll definitely would do it, because it's a great laptop. The editing and everything, exporting is really fast. One thing that bugs me though is the bezels. It's a 14-inch laptop, but there's a massive bezel. And I was looking at Dave Lee's video, Dave 2D, and it just the 15.6-inch that thin bezel is so sexy, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, I gotta like I would just honestly get the new 2018 Razer just because of the thinner bezels. It just looks so much nicer. Yeah,
it does technically have a slightly bigger footprint, so that's
I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah,
Evil Kermit says buy 2 laptops.
that's gas. It's gas talking. Just own 2. Let's see here. Ichin Shek. Why? Wait, did they talk about the autofocus issue? Yes, we already did. We already did a whole show on it. We're just sort of running overtime right now.
Yeah, I think we should probably wrap up the show already at this point.
Hey, people are still here. Hopefully, this is pretty much post show for us. Like every time we end a live, this is sort of the things that we just sort of talk about. So there's like another thing to the show. That's just
freebies for the folks that want to hang out.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Sweet and Sour, new show.
Good and Bruto photography would be awesome. I don't know. It's not like, we're doing this, we want to talk crap about like a brand or a lens. Like I don't know. I don't like doing that. It's like, if it's not good, I'll probably like tell the company privately, like, hey, this is something I can't really promote because it kind of sucks. But like, I wouldn't bash on a company or a product unless it's like really, really bad. I don't know.
Well, this is the thing. Like I said, for the Tamron, they need to address it if they can, and they'll fix the problem. I mean, if they can fix it, then we're good. We're good. I think it's a great lens to go with. But
yeah, I felt like we were both pretty fair with the lens. I was like, we're talking about something that people are going to be expecting, and it's just going to happen. So yeah. Hopefully by this week, maybe even next week, we'll see an update for the lens. Because I mean, like the lens, is like developed, like what was launched last Friday.
People just barely got it. So
people are getting it now. So Jose, how do I update the firmware on the Rocketron 50? You have to get the dock.
Rocketron has a dock?
Yeah, they have a dock. You didn't know that?
I don't know, man.
Or maybe you're familiar with the Samyang dock. They're both the same thing.
I don't even have a Samyang dock. I don't even know. I have a Rokinon though. I do have a Rokinon. This is the only Rokinon lens I own, the 35-2.8.
You love it, right? You like it?
I think it's good for the money. Like it's always about price, right? If it was obviously like $700 like the actual Sony one, then nope. It's called the Rock Dock.
Let's see here. Chris Mega Games, not to bash, just be honest to the viewers and keep the manufacturer honest as well. Yeah, I honestly think that's it. Cliche saying honesty is the best policy.
Michael's like, Danny, you're getting soft in your old age.
Not to bash on I'm not bashing on the lens, guys. It's a great lens. I was like, what are you doing, Daddy?
What do you want me to do? Be overreact again and then stir up problems? Oh, God.
Tamron, this is an $800 lens. What are you guys doing?
Wind up on a bunch of websites. They take the thumbnail, a really bad thumbnail of me during the video.
Yeah, that's the thing about these sites is that they will always pick the most unflattering, like second, like maybe your eyes are like half open, your mouth looks like this, and that's the thumbnail for like their thing. YouTuber Jason Bong, Danny. I don't know. Most unflattering photo. I think Sony Alpha Rumor does that a few times. I'm just like, why did they choose this photo? Let's see here. Ryan 3.0. Do you have your card? I'm Jason Vong. It's like, as in, like, do I use my card? No, never.
Jason, hashtag Petapixel. That one camera guy says Tamron sucks and you should never buy it.
Whoa. And that's the funny thing is they will find this one particular second that you said that and take it out of context and be like, this is what he said.
Can't relate, man. Can't relate. Apparently Jason's getting posted on these places.
No, not me. Like I watched like PewDiePie, like that whole PewDiePie debacle. I don't know if you like follow that thing, but when he had his whole issues with YouTube, how YouTube like stripped him of his show and everything just because he said something pretty controversial. Yeah. But the thing was, like, he only like did it as sort of like a joke that got taken out of context, and then these news sites just sort of like pick out that one specific part of the video and just ran with it, and it completely blew up. Like everybody was only reading the headlines, but not actually watching the original video, and just like wrote him off as a bad guy. So yeah, it kind of sucks. It really does. Curtis Lopez. Jason, are you a full-time wedding photographer? No, I'm a part-time wedding filmmaker.
Oh, he's not a videographer. He's a filmmaker.
There we go. There we go. I include aspects like speeches, audio, music, everything. I think that's what makes it a film. Videography, I just feel like it's just music video and videos. That's just it. Like there's like no audio.
Chris Mega Games, Danny's thumbnail, I guess they would use would be the blackout from earlier saying that the Sony overheated again. Hey, I haven't had any overheating problems with the A7 III, but it's been pretty. The weather hasn't been that bad lately. So, but it's starting to get warmer though.
It's getting hot. It is getting hot.
Graduation time, and it's gonna be interesting. I'm filming, so I filmed the graduation, so I will be using Sony stuff to film it. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, nothing bad.
Let's see here. Ryan 3.0 hashtag NEWGEAR Zeiss 5518 bad is 18 and per Jason's track. Are we doing a second show right now? Are we having a second run through?
Did the show just start right now, Jason?
Yeah. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to another Monday Live.
We should probably wrap up. Probably in a couple of minutes.
All right, in a couple of minutes. Ranger, private ACC. Keyway, can filmmakers be photographer? Yeah, of course. I feel like just in this day and age, you do both. You're a hybrid shooter. I feel like everybody that I've come across, filmmakers, they take photos for Instagram. They're photographers. I mean, their photo looks like them. They look amazing. So,
Jason,
anybody can be anything.
Hashtag first show.
Yeah, so the last show was the last show, and this is the start of the new show. So, welcome to the new time slot, guys. 8:30
Season 2.
Season 2, 8:30. Potato Live. Well, your stream is looking pretty good.
Oh, that's good. My jetpack's kicking in. That's a good sign.
Yeah, I said there's a little HD icon right underneath your stream.
It just disappeared. Thanks, Jason.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It just disappeared. I touched the jetpack and it just stopped working. Thanks, Jason.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're back to potato quality now.
Thanks.
All right. Cool. Okay, so
it's back. It's back.
Oh, now it's gone. And potato. Yeah. All right. So it's not the last show, guys. We'll have another show next week, next Monday. It's gonna be on Danny's channel. Yeah. Anything else, Danny?
Ranger's asking, do you guys play Fortnite?
I only played it.
You've actually played it?
I played it for 20, like me and Vivian played it for like 20 minutes. And then we're just like, we're so confused what's going on right now. And we stopped touching. Someone was asking if we play Fortnite. Yeah, we suck at it.
We need to play those photography games, Jason, when you're like Fatal Frame or something and live stream.
Okay, let's do it. Just come to LA, bring your PlayStation, whatever that thing is.
And live stream.
Got excited. Yeah, so bring your PlayStation. We'll play some photography. We'll live stream. We'll do a Twitch. There you go. Potato quality is coming soon to you. Twitch stream.
All right, Jason, we gotta wrap this up.
All right, we gotta go. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys in LA if you guys are coming. See us in the gear. If not, we'll see you on the next live show on Danny's channel. Thanks for watching.
Season 2
out. Love you guys. Last show.
Peace. See you guys later.
How do you end the show again?
I think there's like a button somewhere. It says, and don't click the telephone.